What's going on, guys? Figured I'd make another video. Tell me about them good old days. Man, I love that song. That guy can sing. What's his name? Dave Fenley. I hope you don't mind me mentioning you, but man, you can sing, dude. So anyways, I think he's one of my favorite singers now. I listen to all the songs, but that one song, Grandpa, that just gets to me. So, a lot of people know this, but my first spiritual experience was after my grandfather passed away. I was sleeping down in my uncle's house, and that's where my grandfather's room was, because my uncle was taking care of him near the end. So I decided after, the funeral and everything, we were staying at my uncle's, I went and slept in my grandfather's bed. Well, while I'm lying there, and I got my head like this, I don't know, just something just came to me. So I turned my head over. It was just a weird feeling. I didn't like it like that, so I went like this. And the feeling kind of went away, but then I had another feeling. Like, one thing I don't like is being stared at for no reason. Oh, man. It's annoying. Say something, or what the hell? Okay, are you in love with me? Like, no. So I get this really strong feeling that someone's staring at me, and I'm lying like this, right? And I open my eyes. And you can ask anyone who was there, my mother, everybody, okay? I'm pretty dark skinned, okay? I'm Creek. I was white. Whiter than this piece of paper, okay? I opened my eyes, and literally that close, like nose to nose, was my grandfather's face. At first, I started to cry, but then it clicked in my head. He's dead. I jumped up screaming like a girl. Bolted out of the room, bolted down the hall, literally kicked the door open, ran into my mom's room, and I'm 16 at this time, and crying like a little girl. That was the most, and then ever since then, I've just always been interested in ghost hunting, stuff like that. So we do it as a hobby, me and my buddies back in Quebec there. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I thought that song just keeps reminding me of him, and I miss him a lot. So let's get to what I'm making another video on, and that's the campaign. The Cole Holmes for Prime Minister campaign. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm normal. So, I mean, if you're expecting somebody in a suit or something, I just got home from work. I mean, I'm still in my work clothes. So, if you can't handle that, or if you think that somehow makes me dumber than the politicians, then you should stop watching my video. This is a place where, I mean, intellectual thinkers come, right? We need a place to debate and have intellectual conversations, and we just don't have that anywhere else. Facebook's been completely taken over. Instagram, TikTok, and all this. It's ridiculous. I live in Canada, and Canadians sadly care more about American politics than they do their own. I don't hear Trudeau's name. Maybe once every 3-4 days, I'll hear his name. And I'm not talking radio. I mean just in conversation with regular citizens, us regular folks. So, but I can't go not just 5 minutes. And everybody's Trump. It's like everybody is freaking out over Trump. Let me explain something to those of you who care more about someone else's politics and all their shit than your own, okay? All America did. You can get mad at Trump all you want, because it would have been Trump, it would have been some other CEO prick, okay? Let's get to the bottom line here. It doesn't matter if you vote Biden or Trump or any one of them. Both plans require spending trillions. And it doesn't matter if it would have been anyone else, Bernie, anyone, they would have just done the same thing. Look, for years and years, every country has complained about our politicians being bought and paid for by CEO pricks, right? Okay. All America did was cut out the middleman and just stuck a CEO prick into place. Hello, people. That's why America has more money. Because instead of just, them paying off the Trump and then taking money for themselves, now they're completely out of the fucking loop. That's why they're going batshit crazy. And they're not making none of that money. And Trump's just fucking getting rich and making everyone else richer at the process. I mean, America is doing pretty good financially speaking. Now, I'm talking before the COVID shit, okay, people? So don't even give me that crap about COVID. No one fucking asked me. Trump didn't fucking magically create fucking COVID. He didn't fucking bring it. He didn't cause it. Fucking, okay? Just something that happened. That's it. I don't even think China caused it. I just think it just fucking happened. Shit happens, okay? Maybe it stuck to his shirt, and when he left, it fucking was on his shirt. Who fucking knows? Who cares? It's done. It's too late to fucking go back. You got a time machine? Let's stop talking about it. Let's stop fucking blaming people for shit that nobody has control of. You can't even see these fucking things, and you expect them to know exactly where every single fucking bacteria is? Come on. Let's move on from that, okay? That's why this whole COVID shit's got to end now. It can't go on any longer. So, one thing I want to talk about is jobs for my campaign. Because a lot of people ask me, well, what do you know about creating jobs and stuff like that? That's important, Cole. Okay, that's a reasonable question, and I'm willing to answer. I've had a plan since I was fucking 22, but whatever. Here we go. You want to get people off of welfare? You want to get people off of video games and smoking joints and doing drugs and drinking and causing nothing but havoc and fucking... We have to use our logic, okay? This is where logic has to come in. Now, right now, as it sits, getting a job is nearly fucking impossible. You have to have almost a clean spec fucking record. And come on, for those who were born in the 80s or even before that, you're not getting a spot on record, okay? We're the last of the roughers. You little pansy ones there, the 2000s on, don't know what a stick is. So, I mean, and that's just being real. I'm not trying to offend anybody. That's just being real about it, okay? Like I said, I'm honest. I can't help it. It's just who I am. I'm not saying you guys are dumb or anything, or dumber than us or anything, because trust me, we're in a fucking age of technology, and that's you guys. This is where we look dumb. So you see, I'm not putting just one, okay? Just hear me out. Like I said, you're going to watch this, be ready for honesty. Something I know we're not all used to, but I'm going to be that guy. So, we know what that was. Shit. I started joking. I forgot what I was saying now. Jobs. So right now, they have trouble getting jobs. It's nearly, like I said, impossible. You got criminal record checks, you got drug testing, you got this, you got that, you got your history. Look, we need to make this simple. You want to get more people into work, more revenue being created for the country? 2 seconds. Oh, sorry guys, I thought there was a knock at the door, and I'm waiting for a package from my son's birthday. It already went by, but he doesn't know the package is coming. And I got him a big, huge statue of Dragon Ball. As you see, he bought him, and it was his idea to get me that. Goku, Ultra Instinct, Jiren. Now, if only we can make that into movies, that'd be cool. So anyways, jobs. Yeah, right now it's just really ridiculous on people getting jobs. Look, I know some guys who can't get into, say, Walmart Logistics, okay? They would never make it in there with their history. But we're talking like charges from 10 years ago. And one from 5 years ago, sorry. One, you got a speeding ticket. So anyways, I'm going to include that too, just to be fair. So he can't even, they'll never get a job there. Now, I know for a fact, after getting to know people around who actually work at a Walmart Logistics somewhere, I won't mention where, they're pretty lazy people. Like, it's easy work, it's not hard, okay? I'm the one who builds their pallets, put it that way. I build the pallets, they tear them down, but I mean, They go on the back of a truck. There's maybe 7, 8 pallets. Maybe 5 high boxes or whatever, 7 high boxes. But when I go in the back of a trailer, it's wall to wall, ceiling to floor, just box, box, box. And they're so hard to pull out. Like, all here is just killing at the end of the day. Because I got to yank them out. I got to reach way up and yank it out. Because they pour shit. I don't know how these guys do it in China, man. They're good. I give them that. They're good. But I know these guys, okay? And if they walked into Walmart right now, they would make Walmart a killing. But now Walmart's going to miss out on these great workers who could have done the job 10 times better. And why? From something that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 8 years ago or 7 years ago. So you're telling me if I'm the CEO of Walmart, I got to hire the idiot who ain't gonna, I'm going to fire him in 2 days and pay him good money. He's going to generate me maybe $100 when I could have gotten a guy who could have generated me $1,000 in a day. But he's got a criminal record. We can't hire him. He's not, I guess, I don't know what the hell to call it. You're not perfect enough. No. This needs to change because that's preventing a lot of people from getting a job. That's preventing people from making money, paying taxes, getting loans, and then paying those loans. That money comes back, and on top of that, we get to tax that. So that's more revenue that we don't have to take from the everyday worker, which means you get more of a paycheck. I think that's a pretty better, that sounds like a better system, if you ask me. Let's take these regulations down a notch. Unless you committed murder, rape, torture, or something fucking out there, you should get a job. Okay? If you used to fucking steal cars when you were a teenager, but now you're 30-something years old, go work at Walmart. That's what the regulations have to come down on that, because it's just causing us more money, not them, us, to just go to work. You think you're making money, but in the end, you're not. You're paying someone else's life and your own. And then the people, the workers, get mad at the people on welfare because, they're abusing the system. Not when the government has made it, the regulations of getting a job so difficult, so extreme, that even working at a dépanneur they can't do, or it's a corner store, because something happened, or they don't move fast enough, it doesn't make sense to me. So we have a lot of people on welfare that shouldn't be on welfare, but they've literally been there for so long, they get in the mindset that, well, why even bother? I'm making my money, I get to play video games all day, hang out with my kids all day, why even bother? Doesn't that sound more fun? Any worker will tell you that sounds more fun than what we're doing. But we know we have to do it because we have to pay bills and tax, and we like being up in that bracket. Well, we need to help them get up into that bracket. And I'm not talking about we, the people. I'm talking about we, the government, need to start bringing our regulations and our regulatories and all that and our policies and shit when it comes to hiring and firing and whatnot, whatever have you. They need to come down. They've made it too extreme. And now they're even trying to regulate the internet, which is just going to cut more jobs in the end. And I know what you're going to say. Well, how do you know that? And well, because I've done my homework. If half the people that go on the internet, they do and say some things, and that's how they make their money. But now if you have a government who's going to shut them completely down from 36 million viewers, for all you know, let's say even half. Let's just say 10 million. That's still a lot of people. That's a lot of views. That's how they make their money. Can't do that in Canada no more. Well, that's not fair and that's not right. Not only is that taking the rights of every single person and their free speech away, but it's also taking the rights of Canadian Constitution, Canadian Bill away from people as well, because there's rules in there that state they can't. But of course, they make their own rules now. Those things they're ancient. They're just in the history. Put those in the museum somewhere in the back. That's what they're the way they think now. That's why we need someone who, knows what to do, how to bring those back, and to enforce them. Take our gun rights away and everything. We don't even have gun rights to begin with. Not compared to, like, say, our brothers and sisters of the South, America. That's the type of gun laws we should have in Canada, or they should have everywhere in the world. You should have a right to defend yourself. And that's another thing. We're going to be changing a lot of laws, because I don't think that's right that people are going to jail for defending their families from some guy that comes in with a knife and, because since you got the knife, you could have just stopped. And fuck you, man. Somebody comes in my house and tries to kill my family, I'm taking his life. Just like every single other person should do. Protect your kids. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Protect you. Okay? Don't listen to the government. You need to protect your family from getting raped, from getting murdered, from getting tortured, from getting kidnapped, from whatever the cause. Someone kicks open your door and walks through it with a weapon. You do you. And screw what the government says. Because with me in charge, I'm going to give you a medal for protecting your family. That's what you're going to get from me. Oh, man, that makes me so mad to hear that they're going to jail. This actually recently, not too long ago, it happened. I was watching the news, and sure enough, there was another person going to jail because they defended their family. No more. That's not okay. But dueling in Canada is still legal? I can go up to you with a glove, slap you in the fucking face, and tell you, all right, we're dueling, and my weapon of choice is a knife, or a gun, or a sword. Guess what? It's legal. But defending your family is not. But Cole, you could have stopped once you grabbed the knife. Yeah, that's right. And he would have gotten away. Or he would have gotten arrested and let out 6 months later. And who do you think he's going to come back for revenge on? Defending your family means take that fucker down. Why? Because you know he could come right back. You already know the cops aren't going to hold him. So, I'm sorry. I don't want that fucker coming back. So I'm not just defending myself right here and now. I'm doing that, but I'm also defending my future of my family. I can promise you that, and I hope every single Canadian does the same. The government has no right to step in on that. None. You have a right to defend your family, and with a guy like me in charge, defend your family. There's nothing more important. Okay, we're all individuals. As much as the government wants you to believe we're some collective, we're not. I think differently, you think differently, we all have different lives, we live different lives, we do different things with our kids, we raise our kids differently. This is what made Canada such a great place. That's why Canada was the hope of the world at one time in the history. Because we were so multicultural, and our languages were multiple, and we were able to live together and happy. But not anymore. Wouldn't you like to get back to those old Canadian values? Where you can defend your family and not have to go worry about being ripped away from them and stuck in a 4x4 or 6x6 cell, where you're going to be raped and probably beaten every day unless you make a good friends that can defend you. But then you're in a gang, and that just starts a whole fucking other path, right? Because then once you get out, they're going to rely on you to start selling their drugs and doing crime for them, and process repeats and repeats and repeats, and they get richer and we keep getting fucked. No. Defend yourself. And when I'm in charge, gun rights are going to be the exact same as America's. Just like their Second Amendment. We're going to take it over and bring it here. People have a right to defend themselves. You think that guy that in, I think it was Nova Scotia, drove around, killed like 16 or 19 people or something like that, just as a cop? You think he would have done that if there would have been someone there with a gun? No. This is what we need to defend against. This is why Americans are so adamant about keeping that right. Because the next school shooting, it ain't going to last very fucking long. Not like the ones where they kill the whole school or the shit and they're doing mass shootings. No. Someone's going to pull out a gun and shoot them. Sure, one death is too many, but I mean, once they start shooting, you can't decide that factor. That it's all out the window now. So you got to take them down as fast as possible. Well, how many? Do you think that's going to happen? If there's someone there who also has a gun, who's a legal citizen to carry one, and does it legally, no, it'll be over in 5 minutes. Not even 2 seconds. The second he pulls it out, bang, it's done. He ain't gonna fuck around. And that's the type of laws we need. We need to protect ourselves and our kids and our elderly. There are certain things we need to collectively think about here, but we're not collective. We are individuals, and we need to remember this. Some people may not like what I'm saying. Some people may love it. Some people may think I'm crazy. Some people may think I'm smart. Some people may think we're all different, but we can collectively think together. So that's what we need to realize. We need to stop making them think, and especially pushing it in our schools, that somehow we have to be collective. We don't. Do you think, okay, my religious friends, doesn't matter what God you follow, do you think that he put you here, or her, or it, or whatever, put you here to worry about that shit every day? To experience taste, love, touch, like all this smell? He put you here to experience life for yourself. And if that includes a family for yourself, then it includes a family for yourself. That's up to you, the individual. And I'm willing to bet my religious friends agree with me on that, because you got to stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and just worry about you. Worry about the happiness everything that makes you happy. Just worry about that. Let's stop listening to the government, and that's one thing we got to take out of schools. We got to start thinking individually, collectively. Man, these are just simple things that we should be changing, Make life a little bit better. Like I said with jobs, you know how many jobs that's going to open up? You know how many opportunities you're going to have? That's the direction we need to move in. And we need to stop selling oil to other countries and buying it back at premium rates. That's ridiculous. Canada is the number one resource, number one in the world. We have everything. Let's stop buying outward and let's start working on the inward. Focus on us. Let's start building our own little reservoirs, and let's stop relying on America and all these other countries to do this. And then they profit and we don't. It's our shit, but we're buying it back at 10 times the cost. No more. No more. They're going to pay premium, or we'll just keep our shit. We're going to start building our own stuff and start selling outward instead of constantly buying inward. That's what we need to start doing. We need to start resourcing what we have and doing it smart. Doing it with the balance of the land, balance of nature. We got to think about these things. It's like Trump during his little campaign thing. He's going to maintain the forest. You idiot. Do you think forest fires ravaged the fucking earth before human beings came? Because there was nothing but forest. There was no big ass open fields. Yeah, there was some here and there, but not like today. There was no huge fucking empty space for a city today. Back then, there was nothing but fucking forest. So, maintaining the forest is going to make it worse. You need to leave the forest the way it is. You need to leave it and let it grow and overgrow and fucking dissolve back into the soil, and you need to leave it alone. The more we play with the forest, the more it burns. The less we play with the forest, the less it burns. That's where Earth Force comes in. Yeah, it sounds corny, I know. But that's where one of my big major plans comes in. And that's going to be all the countries combined. I'm going to try to sit down with them, talk to them, try to get them to send us their military men and women that wish to volunteer, as well as their firefighter chiefs and whatnot that want to volunteer. And we're going to be based and stationed here in Canada at a big base. And we're going to take up an old base that's already been built that no one's using, and we're going to re-infrastructure it. So that way we can use it. And it's going to be for Earth Force, and Earth Force will be open. There'll be open borders for Earth Force. There'll be military from Russia, military from everywhere. I don't care where they're from. They're coming here if they want to come here. This ball is open to everyone. And even Canadians, training or not, we will train on site. You show up. If you want to volunteer, you want to help, show up. It's guaranteed you're getting in. Okay? Guaranteed. And we're going to create the largest force in the world that's going to fight war like you wouldn't believe. And guess what? It'll be the first time in history it won't be for a blood war. It won't be to kill any daughters or sons, mothers or fathers. It won't be for that shit. This will be the one and only time in history where we attempt this, where we bring in all the world. And we base them here. We'll train here. We'll do all that. And if they want to create bases too for themselves, that way it's closer and everything. Hey, I'm all for it. But for the start, we'll base it here. And we're going to have open borders. So like anyone from Russia can come in and help us. Anyone from China can come in and help us. America can come and help us. Britain can come and help us. And if they need help, we're right there. Boom. We're there to fight the forest fires, to fight the earthquakes, to fight the tsunamis, to do the rescuing, to do the everything. That's what Earth Force is going to be for. To start erasing the militaries of the world for fighting blood wars and focusing their attention and their efforts on our planet and on how we can solve the issues that we have. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, here's an idea. Look at Fort McMurray real quick for a moment. Millions of acres burned. Millions! Trudeau refused Russia's help. So millions of acres burned. Oh, we got it under control. That was like when they had a few thousand acres. Millions of acres burnt after that. Do you honestly think millions of acres or even 1,000 acres would burn if we had 3 million soldiers trained by our fire chiefs, by our firefighters, and they're going to be there too. Millions. Do you think that would even last an hour? We'd get one call. Oh, California's burning. On our way. All of a sudden, you'd see planes coming in from fucking Russia. You'd see planes coming in from China. You'd see big fucking water tank fucking planes, man. Helicopters. They're coming over on their ships with the big tankers, with the big, instead of using it for fuel, we're going to fill it with water. And we're going to have our own tanks and everything that are going to be transformed into badass fucking devastating fighting machines. And these machines are going to go out and they're going to fight the forest fires. They're going to fight all this shit. And you honestly think it'll be as bad when we have that kind of support and focus that much on the attention on it? We'd be able to hit 10 different places at once and still have enough to fucking deal with it in an hour. But we need to put the focus there. We need to put our resources there. We got to stop giving money away and spending it stupidly in our fucking politicians' pockets. And we need to start focusing it where it really matters. My environmentalist friends, you really want to change? Then you have to vote for me. Because that's the only way to change it. And that's the creation of Earth Force. Or if you got a different name, I'm just, throwing it out there because I was born in the 80s and I was actually on a video game, Earth Force. So I'm just throwing it out there. But we can change the name. I'm not settled on it. Hey, we're the people, man. Everything I do is going to be up for vote. So that way I know exactly what the Canadian people want all the time. We're going to create an app. That's going to keep everybody informed. Download the app so that way you're informed and you can press yes or no on anything I put up there. That's going to be basically everything I do. And if I get 98% of Canadians are like, let's do this Earth Force, then we're doing it. But if say I want to start pouring millions into the educational system, but only 47% of the Canadians say yes and the rest say no, I have to go with the majority. That's the way democratics work, right? So I'm sorry, guys, but I have to go with the majority on that one. But I mean, still, it's going to keep me informed 24/7. It's going to be on my phone, so that way I can just pick up my phone and say, well, yeah, you want to do this, and that? Oh, okay, just 2 seconds. I put it in there just last night. Let's see. Or not last night, say last month. Because you got to give me time to vote and everything, right? Oh, no, sorry, guys. 63% said no, I can't. Sorry. But the millions goal. Well, sorry, man. We're just going to have to figure it another way out. You're going to have to do something different, try to get the votes. So that way the corporations now have to go out and convince the people why it's good. They're not just going to sit there and keep racking in fucking money and pushing people aside. No. No more. Anyways, that's my views on those, on all that subjects, guys. Again, you want change? Vote Cole Holmes. Okay? Come election day, write my name under everybody else's, make a box, and check it. And let's change the future, because we need to really bad. Oh my God. All right, guys. Have a good night.